You have 10 days to get the Tarl Cutteray easily in Dune Awakening before it becomes several times rarer and so much harder to get. You may wonder why you'd want this Cutteray. Well, it's the best you can get at the moment. It's a Cutteray that is as good as a Mark 6 but only costs Mark 5 resources, and so no melange and no plastanium, and even costs less of your power pack to operate. The only one better is Kind's Cutteray, and I'm not even sure that has ever dropped for anyone yet. Due to how Tier 6 plans work, it certainly isn't possible to get this week. The Tarl Cutteray is going to get harder because the upcoming patch that is currently in the public test includes a fix for how the schematic drops. Currently, it is mistakenly dropping from Tier 4 locations, specifically where the Tier 4 Cutteray, the Sandflies Carver, should drop, while the Sandflies Carver is dropping where the Tarl Cutteray should drop. On the 12th of August, they will be swapped, which means the Tarl Cutteray will go from dropping in 4 possible PvE special chest locations to dropping in only 2 PvP shipwreck chests in Sheol. Remember that PvP chests are shared loot, only one person can get those every 30 minutes, whereas PvE chests can be looted by everyone every 45. But you have a little over a week, so I'm going to show you where it currently drops and the speediest of routes to get it done quickly. Testing station number 60 is found in Western Shield Wall. Out of the 4, it's the longest to do, but not too long once you've done it a few times. Upon flying down to the entrance through the big hole in the ground, park your ornithopter under cover, but don't put it away. It can be tricky to try and pull it back out after, so to avoid having to float up to the surface, keep it out but under cover. This testing station has 2 parts. The first is small and you just need to grab a green pentashield key from halfway through, at which point you can either go back the way you came or carry on through, as the shield you can now go through is out by the entrance. If you continue on, don't get confused when entering a big cavernous room, as that is just part of the entrance. Instead, just go forward. The large pentashield you need to go through next is just on the left. After this, it's pretty linear, just long with lots of mobs. The only thing to really take note of beyond the end chest is the first room inside that big pentashield, as there are 2 spice refiners in there, which in total will give 120 to 160 spice sand and some residue. That's 1 to 3 melange depending where you are in the progression each time you go here for no extra effort, so worth grabbing. With the chest looted, it's off to Stonestep Village. Stonestep Village in northeastern the Udom is very quick once you know where to go. Just land on the top of the Stonestep Village's huge rock formation right by the large hole in the top. Make sure you have a working suspensor belt and jump into the hole, aiming to land on the fabric draped below. From there you can jump down to the broken stairway, gaining access to the top room with the ultra rare chest right away. Either kill or ignore the mobs and loot the chest before heading back the way you came to fly to the next spot. On top of the Tarl Cutteray, this chest can also hold the Compact Compactor Mark 4 plan, which is very useful until you get the Mark 5. If you have a choice between the Mark 4 and the Industrial Compactor from the Tier 5 research, choose a Mark 4. It has much lower traction. Testing Station 71 is the 3rd spot. Located in southern the Udom, it's a super quick and straightforward station, especially for one that can drop the Tarl Cutteray schematic. Outside you can leave your Thopter parked just to the right of the entrance. There's good rock coverage there so a sandstorm won't damage if you're taken off guard. Starting from the first main room here, which you'll see has 3 doors, one with the pentashield on the right, another you can just go through straight ahead, and one to the left. We'll be going straight to the left first to get the pentashield key for the one on the right. This, we don't have to fight any enemies, we ignore this one on the right and just carry straight on down this hallway. In here we'll find the pentashield key. If you are familiar with one of the testing stations in the PV Shelf the Deep Desert, the same layout, the pentashield key is just in a slightly different location. You have to go in that room on the right. So once you've got that key, go all the way back where you came from, go to the pentashield that you can now go through, pick up this because this can sometimes have a Mark 2 which is handy, go in this room, ignore the mobs and just turn into this room on the right. So you can then pick up this pentashield key. We've nearly got the loot, it's super fast this one. We then go just back out here, turn right once we get to the end, and left, and through this one, and now through this one. This is the loot room key. You will have to kill a few people here if no one else has been through recently. I wouldn't advise ignoring them, just because it's a bit much if you ignore them and they all get on you with poison and stuff. It's pretty brutal. But the poison's pretty strong with these guys. Shigawa Claw with a knife is so good for these guys, I love it. This one I think is an assassin for a different mission, which is why she took 2 hits. even though I'm using a tier 6 weapon. I think that's everyone, so let's check if the Tarl Cutteray's here. It isn't. Is that the skin lined? No, improved dispenser. Once you've cleared this room, just go out here, go around the centre, but it's just straight on. There are mines on these stairs. Just keep running and you're fine. And then you're out. Go to your ornithopter, on to the next one. Rockwarren Village is the final static location that can drop the Tarl Cutteray. Located in the southwest of the Udum, is a tricky one to show without a brief walkthrough, as there aren't really any direct or simple landmarks and map markers to say where the chest is. So here we are, just by Rockwarren Village. Now if we look on the map, Rockwarren Village is here. So it's actually this one out of these three. There's one here, one there. If we look on the map again, the one we actually want to go to is not this or this, it's this one. But we have to get to it through this one. To make it as easy as possible, if we go back in here, we go towards this and the lower, so the southwest of the Udum, we go past this one and we look for these 3 red lights. So this is the entrance that we want to get to. You could go through all this, come out there, go through there, but it'll be much quicker if we just land here. Like super fast if we just do this properly. Get out here. We want to face that way because otherwise it's a pain in the ass to get through the door. Well then, put our shield on. We'll ignore everyone here because we don't have to fight them. We can just run past them. We go into this room here and we're going to get up to the top there. The easiest way is just to Shigawire. And yeah, I always go way too high when I do that. And here we have a sort of old school abandoned spice room, you know, this spice snorting room. And this is where the special chest is. It's just behind here. And that can sometimes have Tarl Cutteray in. I've never had it drop myself from this one, but as you can see, all the same things drop from these 4 chests. The pipe cleaner, we got that earlier from the Stonestep, or whatever it's called, Stonestep Village. Plus, all of these, in the Stonestep Village and Rockwarren Village, both drop insulated fabric in these chests. 41 is a nice amount, and I basically just stock up on my insulated fabric just by doing these runs. So it's all good. Also in this one, you'll have a chest here with insulated fabric, you'll have one over here, and you'll have one at the bottom on the way out. So I'll just quickly show you that as well. But as you can see, once you know where to go with this one, it's so fast. If we look on the map again, we're in this one now. This is where the chest is. It's in the 3rd one out of the 3. And we're in the full southwest of the Udum. So for this, like usually you're supposed to get to here by going over all these, but you can just get it quicker if you go in this bit. So the other chest that is just on the way that you may as well get is just here. You ran past this earlier, and now we'll run past these guys again. It can be a bit tricky on this time, you might want to dash a few times, because the poison bombs and the machine guns will come out. And if you get hit and they stop you, it's going to hurt. And there you go. Happy days. I mentioned Rockwarren was the last static drop location, and that's because it can drop from those crashing ships, not the big PvP wrecks, but these small fiery ships that crash onto open sands and get eaten by a worm after a bit. If they drop plans, it always seems to be from the tiny panel on the left side, though I've also heard of it dropping very, very rarely from buried treasure found in the open sand. I believe Survival Bob had one drop from there. I hope this was helpful. Go get yourself a few Tarl Cutteray schematics before it becomes harder. They already sell for huge Solaris, and it's only going to go higher with the change. Peace.